All right, what's going on, everybody? Let's get you all updated here real quick. Okay, I don't know exactly where we left off here, but as you can see, it probably looks quite a bit different than last time. We got this whole section that was all open. Well, actually, the whole thing was open, but I think we left off last video. I was rebuilding this section with new floor joists, which obviously I've got it done, and sorry, I apologize about the mess here, but we're kind of running out of room to like put stuff. So anyway, as you can see, we got the subfloor put on. We actually ran it out. We've got almost all of it on, which makes it a lot nicer for walking around. I only fell through the floor, I think, a total of 6 times so far. And let's see here, knock on wood. So it's kind of nice to not have that hazard anymore. But as you can see, we've got all the subfloor in except for a few pieces. All this is in, and you can even see the temporary walls that I'm building. These are literally holding up the roof right now. We got one big wall here that goes all the way across. So we are gonna leave this open. This is just like the last row of sheeting that needs to go in. I'm going to leave that open for the plumbers. They're going to have to crawl around under here and run some pipes and do some stuff. So leave them easy access. I do have a wall to frame right here. You can see my chalk lines, so I'll put a piece of sheeting there. And then we have, let's see, probably 2.5 sheets left before I'm all done with this. I did have to do a lot of, just really time-consuming stuff, like move this hot water heater so that we can continue to do laundry, and I can get this old framing out of the way, and get the subfloor put down so I can build yet another temporary wall right there, because hopefully we'll be able to see that. But I need something underneath here because that's literally supporting the roof. And that's one reason why it's all saggy, because there's obviously nothing underneath that goes down to the foundation to support the roof. So, which is something else we're going to fix. As soon as I get the subfloor built and then the rest of these, well, I only have 2 more temporary walls to put in. I'm actually going to take this big long one out. I'm going to then be framing up some pockets for the new beams. So again, I'm going to be running beams up in the ceiling to support the roof, and we'll bring down like that framing right there, right directly to the beam that will support the roof, and then we won't have the issues of the saggy floors upstairs anymore. For the past couple weeks, I've been in a kind of a funk because I got sick, and I feel like I lost like a full 4-day weekend that I took, as well as, just being sick. I don't have that much energy for probably the following week. So it's been tough to, get a lot of stuff done. And plus, we're at the stage where like I'm doing a ton of work, but it doesn't look like I'm doing a ton of work. It looks the same. It took us, 2 or 3 weeks to dig out the crawl space, and it looks the same every day. It looks all torn up when you come in here. So it's hard to get excited about doing work when you really can't see, any progress getting done. So it's kind of nice now. We're to the point where, I'm doing work and it looks like I'm doing work. We're actually starting to make a lot of progress. So I'm kind of getting out of that little bit of a funk. But, and honestly, to be expected on this project. Again, I know it's a really big project. I knew that going into it. But, just kind of going through the ups and downs as we continue to kind of just chip away at this thing. So I'm doing my best. I'm keeping a good attitude, not getting too frustrated with timelines, but honestly, a house built in the 30s, everything takes 5 times longer than it should. It's just they didn't build stuff like they do now, and so there's just a lot of stuff some stuff I expected, but some stuff I didn't that we're realizing right now. So, all right, I'll try to do this the best I can without moving the camera and making you sick, but here's kind of an example of why things take way longer than they should in an old house like this. So as you can see, these floor joists are 22 inches on center. When they build stuff these days, it's 24 inches on center. And there's a reason why they do that. So everything should be 24 on center or 16 on center, just to stay consistent with these building codes. So 22, a little too narrow. But what that means is that I have to see this piece of insulation here. Imagine that, 24 inches wide. So these are cut and they're designed and cut so that you can put them right in between two floor joists that are 24 inches on center and have it fit nice and snug, but not too snug so that it's not able to expand to its full width. This is R30, so we want it to be about 10 inches thick, so take advantage of the full thickness of the insulation. So if it's too wide, it'll kind of bunch up and it won't expand all the way. So guess what? I had to cut every single piece of insulation down by 2 inches. Not that big of a deal, but it's pretty time consuming. So another thing, since we're not on 24-inch centers, I had to cut every piece of the subfloor because instead of being 96 inches, as you would get with 24-inch centers, it's like 87 or 88 or kind of whatever it ends up being. So instead of just being able to lay these sheets down and go, you have to cut every single one. So it's just, you know, stuff just takes more time than if you were building something new. And but that's what we're dealing with. All right, but just to recap where we're at right now, subfloor almost finished, which is awesome. And then shortly after that, I'm going to be moving to framing for the beams, which are going to support the roof and the upstairs floor and the ceiling above our head. And so that's kind of exciting because once I get these beams put in here and there, one over there, then I'm actually going to be able to cut away all this old ceiling framing, and which will be pretty cool. It's going to look quite a bit different. I mean, every time I pull any of this old framing out of here, it makes a pretty big difference in how this place looks. So pretty anxious to get going on that, but we're real close. So that'll be cool. Another thing, I'm going to look at a couple mini excavators this weekend, which will be pretty cool. It's pretty apparent that I'm going to need something around here. There's just too much work to do. I got ditching for power and gas and cable. I'm going to run, it's all overhead right now. I'm going to run that underground. I've got this huge mound, 8 yards of dirt or so that I have to move. I'm not going to do that by hand. We've got a bunch of stumps to dig out. There's just a ton of stuff to do with an excavator. So I'm going to go look at that this weekend and hopefully get that delivered up here next week. So that's in the works. And the other thing I'm doing is I'm in the permit process for the new shop. Wasn't surprised, but it's really a pain working with the county. They want a whole bunch of shit, erosion control plans and stormwater, stuff that really I don't think we need, but whatever. It's a different conversation. So I've got the plans. They're all engineered, ready to go. I've just got to get the permits done from the county, and then that'll be one more thing that I use the excavator for is you know, digging and backfilling the foundation for the new shop. So we're making progress, you know, slower than I want to, obviously, but we're getting there, so no big deal. The other thing I was going to show you is our new mower. Went and picked up a riding lawnmower. It's the first time I've ever owned one of these. Kind of cool, it's kind of fun, and actually I've only you know, mowed the yard like once. Angie's been the one who's been doing most of this. She has a lot of fun on it. So you know, we're having a good time out here. Oh, and the other thing, we got wildlife. We got a couple raccoons, a little guy named Carl. We got a big one that we named Gus. He's big and fat. Sometimes they fight, sometimes they don't, but they're pretty cool. All right, so that's Carl. That's our new friend. He's pretty cool. He's a little raccoon that we got. He just he's not really very scared of us. He just kind of does his thing. He looks for food. He's scratching his face. You know, Just kind of does his thing. Anyway. Oh, that was a little too close. Anyway, that's Carl. Sorry. We got a couple deer that come through here. We've got a bunny rabbit. And so, you know, we get a little bit of wildlife. We're just outside the city by a little bit. And so that's kind of fun. So anyway, sorry for the delay in the video, but we're making some progress here. And we're healthy and we're happy now. So yeah, we'll just keep moving on. So stay tuned.